Hi guys, welcome to Oyster Space. Hope you guys are doing amazing as always. So today will be a short story time, and this is about our journey from being permanent residents to Canadian citizens. But before I continue, I would like to say this is permanent resident to Canadian citizen. I don't know if the same process works for temporary residents, those on work permit or student visa. So if that is your case, I would advise you go to the canada.ca website for up-to-date information as to how it works for that situation. And also, this process started in 2021. I don't know if some things have changed since then, so I would advise you also go to the canada.ca website for up-to-date information if you're a permanent resident trying to become a Canadian citizen. That being said, let's jump to it. So when we started this whole express entry journey back then, the end goal was to become Canadian citizens at some point. So when we became permanent resident, that was the next box we wanted to check. And to become a Canadian citizen, you need to have stayed in Canada for 3 years. You can't even miss a day. It has to be 3 years. And I think they have a calculator on the canada.ca website, because if you don't hit the 3-year mark and you submit an application, they will not process it for you. So you need to be sure, especially if you've traveled out of Canada at some point, you need to be sure that you actually do hit the 3-year mark before you send in the application. A permanent resident doesn't mean you cannot travel out of Canada. You can travel as much as you want, but that just extends the time frame for you, right? So you still have to come back, stay to hit that 3-year mark. And during the process, all the documentation you need, all the supporting documents, the address to the processing center, everything is on the canada.ca website. So they've tried to make it very simple, easy and straightforward. So we sent in the forms, and 6 months after, they did send us an email telling us to take the citizenship test. So the citizenship test is just basic general knowledge. How well do you know Canada? And they do well to send you materials to prepare for the test. So if you're in the process, I would advise that you go with the material they would send. You can print it out, you can read it on your tab, on your computer, however, whatever is convenient for you. But I would advise that you use that material because their questions are always from there. You can also go on Google or YouTube, just type in Canadian citizenship test, and you're able to see sample questions that you can practice before that day. I can't remember the cutoff now, but I think you have to score maybe at least 20 over 30, 25 over 30, or 15 over 20. I cannot remember at this time. But yeah, you do have a cutoff that you have to score. If not, you have to do the test again. So if you're in the process, I would advise that you read very well, so you can just do the test once and know you're done with that stage. So we did the test, and when I say we, I'm referring to my spouse and myself. We did the test. I think we did it the same day, but I did mine first and he did his own. And if you're thinking of doing it the same day with your spouse, you would have totally different questions. So they're not going to set the same questions for you guys. They're always different. So we did it the same day. We passed, and check that was done. And we thought maybe 2 months after we're going to get the invite for the ceremony, but that was not the case for us. I think we did the test in May or June. Yeah, we submitted the application in 2021. We did the test in May 2022 or June 2022, thereabout. Then by December 2022, no update, nothing. Our application was just there. At some point, I thought probably we didn't submit sufficient documents, but that was not the case. We submitted everything they wanted, but somebody wasn't just looking at our file. And because we didn't have the intention to travel out of Canada at that time, we're just chill, and we're like, okay, when they're ready, they will definitely reach out to us. And at that time, the time frame was 24 months. So even if you reach out to them, as far as they're still within the time frame, they won't do much. But me, I still reached out to them to say, hey, can you look at our application, please? And someone did look at our file, but it wasn't like they did something immediately. It was still there for some months. And yeah, we did have the understanding that it's 24 months and they're still within the time frame. So we have to wait. Fast forward to March 2023, they did send us an email telling us that the citizenship ceremony would take place in April. However, federal government workers went on strike, and that also impacted immigration. And we already knew that the ceremony would be cancelled if the strike wasn't called off before that date. And that was exactly what happened. A day to the ceremony, they did send us an email stating that due to the strike, the ceremony has been cancelled. and they would reschedule. And I was like, okay, I just hope we don't have to wait for 6 more months or 1 more year, and I hope the strike just gets called off soon and we do the ceremony and we are all happy, everybody's good. So thankfully the strike was called off a week after, and just few days after the strike was called off, they sent another email and we were rescheduled for second week in May. So that was really fast and good, and I was super happy and thankful. And the way they do their stuff, they make it very, very easy. So the email had all the information on how the ceremony is going to work, the Zoom link and all those good stuff. And one more thing is, before COVID, they were doing it in person, but when the pandemic started, they started doing it via Zoom. So I think now they can do in person. So when they send you the email and you want in person, you can always write back to them and they reschedule you for that. But we were totally fine with Zoom. Yeah, we were totally fine with Zoom, so we didn't have to do that. Like, I did a video of the old process, but it's a very long one. So I'm just going to cut out the old taking part and I'm just going to attach to this video. So stay tuned for that, because I'm going to attach it as soon as I'm done with my talk. So we went to the ceremony. It was pretty easy, smooth and straightforward. I think the only thing that took time was the registration, because we were not the only ones taking the oath that day. We had quite a number of people, family, and they have to like do that registration for each and every one of us. And during the registration process, you have to cut your PR card. So you need to get your scissors ready, you need to get your PR card ready, because you have to cut it into 4. Once we were done with the registration, we just had to wait for the ceremony to start. The ceremony itself was simple and straightforward. I loved the simplicity. And we took the oath. There was a form attached to the email. They explained how to complete and submit the form. That form, you send it back so that they can send you your citizenship certificate. It was supposed to take 2 weeks, but in less than 2 weeks we got the certificate. And we also applied to get our Canadian passport. That was also supposed to take 6 weeks, but in less than 6 weeks I had somebody deliver the passport to us. And the whole process was just easy, aside from the fact that we had to wait for over a year, running almost 2 years to get the citizenship. But the whole process was simple, easy and straightforward, and I loved that. So that's just our journey from being a permanent resident to a Canadian citizen. If you have questions, you can always leave your questions in the comment section and I'll try my best to answer to the best of my knowledge. And you can also go to the canada.ca website for all the information you need. I'm just super thankful and grateful to God that this is one thing we're looking forward to, and we're able to like check the box to say we're now Canadian citizens. And Canada has been a blessing to us since we came in here, so I'm super thankful to God for that also. As I did say earlier, I'm going to put a short clip of our citizenship ceremony. I will attach it to this one, so I don't think I'm going to come back to just close up on this video. So don't forget, after this my talk, you would see like a short video of how our ceremony went. So that's about it for today. Please like, share, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Do have a wonderful one, guys. Bye.
Would you please raise your right hand in this manner? Square on the hold or you look. Please place it in your left hand. We invite everyone watching the ceremony to please raise your right hand or repeat the oath if you wish. It is a demonstration of your commitment to Canada, but it will not make you a Canadian if you're not already. Judge Hart, the candidates are ready for citizenship. Are you ready? I'm ready to repeat the oath.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. As you repeat the oath today, I urge you to carefully consider the words and take them to heart. We'll begin in English. Please repeat all together after me. I swear.
I swear
that I will be faithful.
that I will be faithful
allegiance to His Majesty.
Please don't read ahead. Please wait for me to repeat each line before repeating after me. Thank you. And bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to His Majesty.
to His Majesty,
to Majesty,
King Charles III,
King Charles III,
Charles III,
King of Canada,
King of Canada,
his heirs and successors,
his heirs and successors,
and that I will
and that I will
faithfully observe
faithfully observe
the laws of Canada,
the laws of Canada,
including the Constitution,
including the Constitution,
which recognizes and affirms
which recognizes and affirms
the Aboriginal and treaty rights
the Aboriginal and treaty rights
of First Nations,
of First Nations,
Inuit and Métis peoples,
Inuit and Métis peoples,
and fulfill my duties
and fulfill my duties
as a Canadian citizen.
as a Canadian citizen.
Thank you very much, everyone. You may give your hand a rest for a moment. Very well done repeating the oath in English.